Jevnoefre a qu'un idea vajemseje bekoos-les juste à test fram, dig. CRAAP, wat kan je van zeggen? Bet figure tout communicateur, or elles si vont ma connaissance to yugi.
Alright, now I got it. I hate it when I get stuck in French mode like that. Hi, I don't even have a freaking name, but that's not all that important. But I do know why I'm here. My job is to talk to you about CRAAP. No, I don't mean crap, like that stinky stuff you have to scoop up when your dog goes outside. I mean CRAAP. C-R-A-A-P. It's a way of telling whether information is any good. You may remember from an earlier animation how my funky looking friend showed how this website about the Civil War is frankly a bunch of bird doo-doo. About how there was never a war between the US and Switzerland and how there's no freaking way 902 million soldiers could have been killed in the Civil War because there were only about 32 million Americans in the first place. My colleague's whole point was that not all information is created equal. Some is really good, some is a bunch of BS, and most is somewhere in the middle, with more information being created in a day than many of our ancestors were likely to encounter in a whole lifetime. It is really imperative that we be able to distinguish fact from crap. And that's why I want to talk to you today about good CRAAP, which is spelled C-R-A-A-P, currency, which refers to when the information was created and shared. Relevance, which refers to how well the information fits your need. Authority, which refers to who created the information and how trustworthy they may be. In this case, authority has nothing to do with that loudmouth, Cartman.
Respect my authority!
Then comes accuracy, which refers to whether the information is in fact correct and believable, and whether it can be corroborated by other sources. And, lastly, purpose, which refers to why the information was created and distributed. Is it neutral, or is it trying to persuade those who consume it? When considering currency, we must look at when the information was created and published. Has new information come to light? In the sciences, for example, what may be accepted as fact in January, may be rejected as old news and inaccurate by June. In current events and politics, things can change even faster. What seemed true in the morning can be bunk by the end of the day. If we are going to hope to keep up with the world, we have to make sure to try and keep current with information. We can't keep up with all information, of course, but, whenever we need to make a particular point for class, for our job, or in our personal lives, we need to have the most current information possible. Relevance refers to whether the information fulfills our need. To determine this, we need to be clear about why we're seeking information in the first place. Say you're doing a paper for school, relevance has to do with whether the information will help you in that task. We also need to ask other important questions, like whether there might be some better or newer information somewhere else. Or whether the information you found is background information, or recognizing it as detail, statistics, or opinion about the information. When considering authority, we need to ask who made the information. Was one person responsible for its creation or were many people involved? We also need to consider whether this person or group is capable of creating trustworthy information. You may think Stewie is the bomb, but he's not a very good source for information because he's a baby, but what's more, he's a friggin' fictional character. If you were to formulate an opinion based on what you see in Family Guy, that would be kind of stupid. But, all the time people try to influence our thinking, but we have to ask whether they have the knowledge and expertise to deserve that kind of power. And no matter how much you may like Usher or some other celebrity, they are not necessarily qualified to speak about world politics or economics. Just because Jessica Alba is pretty, that doesn't make her an expert in clothing manufacture and design. And, even though Hugh Laurie plays a smart doctor on TV, he is not qualified to diagnose and treat patients, let alone give medical advice. Although, he is a pretty ripping piano player, so he could be a reliable source for some musical information. Oh, and just a reminder, talk show hosts are entertainers, not experts. When we question accuracy, We are asking about the correctness of the information. Did the source create the information, or is it reporting on information created by others? To assess accuracy, we either need access to the original source of information, or we need to have it verified and backed up by other sources. Unfortunately, this can be complicated by the fact that false information can be published or believed by many people. But, we have to try to assess information's accuracy. Lastly, we need to look at information's purpose. Information is never self-existent. It is created and exists for a particular reason or several reasons. Another part of purpose is the understanding that information exists in a relationship with us, and this relationship is important. Sometimes information simply exists to tell us about the world. Sometimes it exists to fill up time and make us feel or react in a certain way. Other times, information exists to make us think or believe something specific. Of course, information usually exists for a combination of reasons. Intelligent information users must understand both their personal need for information, as well as its creator's purpose for making it. Take a TV show like Bones, for example. The show communicates some scientific information, but it never fully explains it, nor does it ever explain how that information came about, the mathematical or theoretical knowledge behind it, nor the complexity and nuances of that information. But, of course, that is not the show's purpose. It is primarily just for entertainment. It also seeks to communicate certain kinds of cultural attitudes, but save that for later. The point is, the TV show would not be a very good and reliable source for complicated scientific or political information. If you were to cite this as a source for a school paper or in a work situation, it would be improper and probably make you look like an idiot, who's either not smart enough to know better, or who's just too lazy to find good solid information. Neither of those are good messages to transmit to your teachers, professors, or future bosses who don't want to teach or to employ lazy bones Joneses. We'll talk in more detail about the persuasive aspects of information in another animation. For right now, it's enough to know that some information is created and published for the express purpose of changing and shaping your mind and perceptions of the world. I'd like to talk a little more about these concepts in depth in other episodes. For now though, let me refer you to a good resource to help you get the CRAAP on any information source you might use. This is the CRAAP test worksheet developed by the fine folks at One Iota College to help students cut through the CRAAP. The URL is here at the bottom of the page. Feel free to grab this resource and start trying to build up your own information literary skills. 4 out of 5 dentists recommend it.